I'd hate to say something, if it gets me in trouble.
Yeah. You don't want to say anything that can get you in trouble before we're recording. But so I started now. So hi everyone, this is Verz, but I'm with Delicious Tacos, author. Needs no introduction. Say hi to the audience, I suppose.
I do need an introduction because no one has fucking heard of me. I think I'm the biggest underground author in the world, and nobody has fucking heard of me. Nobody. Anyway, I'm Delicious Tacos. So I'm here to plug my new book, Savage Spirit, the Unicorn. It's on Amazon.
Hell yeah.
Go fucking
absolutely
buy it.
Hilarious.
Buy it, or I'll come to your house and I will personally beat the shit out of you.
That's perfect, considering it is absolutely hilarious, and you won't regret buying it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No, I've been following you here and there for as long as I've been in this part of Twitter, but this one is very, very funny, and it feels like it has like a nice thread through it, which is cool.
Yeah, it's hard to do with these collections. So this is my second collection. It's a collection of short stories and blog posts, but I made an effort to give it some kind of through line. And the ways you do that, first of all, you just put them in chronological order, and there will be, ideally, as a human being, you'll experience some character growth that will give it a natural through line. But I also put a lot of new stuff in there. There's shit in there that's not on the internet, and it's meant to have it begins in a very cynical and kind of gross way, and then it's meant to end in a somewhat more spiritual way. So we'll see. I mean, people are picking up on that, which is good.
Yeah, I'm getting to that. I'm almost finished with it. I'm like 2/3 and some change in the way through. So I'm starting to feel a lightening of tone, but I haven't got to the climax yet. So we'll see. Yeah.
Right. It's meant to have some kind of resolution where I move on. But then the problem is you continue living and shit continues to suck. And
exactly.
So you experience as much regression as you do growth. Like, I'm just horny again. This fucking quarantine is insane. This
quarantine has ruined all any enlightenment I've had has been ruined by quarantine.
I experienced growth over quarantine because I'm working from home. My work slowed down, which is wonderful. Like, the less I work, the happier I am. And it was sunny every day. I'm sitting outside in the yard with the cat. I've got a patch of garden in the back. I'm watering my squash and giving it fucking miracle grow. It's very peaceful.
Nice.
I'm watching hummingbirds fly around and pollinate the flowers. And I was serene for a little while. And now I'm just back to being like pissed off and cranky. I'm reading the news on Twitter all the time and just agitated.
That's the trap.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm reading the news and all of a sudden I want to like fuck my roommate. I mean, not my roommate, my upstairs neighbor. And before, when I really shouldn't. That's all that's happening to me.
Who is your upstairs neighbor? Tell me about this woman.
Some random girl who's petite girl who's like otherwise not that attractive but kind of cute. And
what nationality? That's the best pussy, by the way. Don't be a snob about so-called beautiful women, which is complete horseshit. Like, fuck what makes you horny.
That is true, yeah.
Fuck who makes you truly horny, which is generally the lower range of what you consider attractive.
That is true, actually.
Is the women that you sort of barely think like, you're like, kinda. It's never like, look at that statuesque beauty. It's always like, she's a little tubby.
She's a little weird. There's some idiosyncrasies that I'm really into today.
What nationality is she?
She looks Irish, honestly, but she's like petite, like Irish mixed with Italian. So it's New York, so everyone's kind of an Irish-Italian mix. And then she's like petite. It seems to be slightly post-goth, given her attire. But she's like 5 feet and has
New York Italian goth. Just with the accent, with like her
accent, fortunately.
Blue Reed accent. I can't do it.
No, fortunately, there's no. Definitely a Lou Reed accent, but fortunately, no like New York accent. So it's really just like petite girl with a heavy eyeliner.
And what part of New York are you in?
I'm in Brooklyn.
Okay, what part of Brooklyn?
I'm in Bushwick, but like, so it's not really like, it's just like pseudo hipster chick.
Right. New York's not the same anymore.
No, not at all. I grew up here.
A fucking rough neighborhood, man. Bushwick used to be scary.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. I grew up in New York, and is Disney. I like to call it Disneyland now. It's just really not like, it's not a real place.
Yeah, and it's incredibly expensive, but it still seems like people, like everyone that's really successful comes out of New York, at least in this sort of new media podcasting world. People that are really stacking cash and people that are writing big books still all live in New York because it's where the hustlers and strivers go. And lazy people like me go to the West to relax.
But I feel like I want to leave here because technically speaking, the only thing I'm getting from this area is the energy. And that's the rest of it's like, I feel like I'm like wasting my time.
Where would you go?
Out west, but like, I don't know, probably not like California, or like, I don't know, like the desert, if it's calling.
Do you do meth?
Texas collar. Do I do meth? No. Yeah, that is the downside of.
Have you been to the desert before?
No, that's why I want to go.
So imagine this. Just a man who hasn't slept in 45 days, lives on a trailer on 2.5 acres, spends his time, this is your neighbor, spends his time with a welding setup and an angle grinder on an enormous semi-abstract metal statue that he's been working on for 3 years, and occasionally sticks his head over the fence wanting to talk to you for approximately 7 hours about astrology.
That sounds almost cool. That sounds almost cool.
Everyone in the desert, it's largely white people. They all look about 35 years older than they are because they get like Rhodesian sun. They do tons of meth, and then they never sleep. So they all look like they're 68 years old. They're very friendly. There's no nasty meth people. I don't know where everybody that I know that's tweaked out is super like just engaging and friendly. They really want to talk to you about bizarre shit that they're building, like trench networks that they're digging, security cameras that they're setting up, reptiles that they're adopting, ferrets.
Oh, the reptile people.
There's always a project.
Outside of Sunny Place.
Yeah. So it's fascinating, but I think it would wear on you a little bit after a while.
That's true. There's really no escaping the, what America is. You get kind of graded on no matter where you move, unfortunately.
Yeah, but the landscapes in the West are much more dramatic.
Also Arizona has like the LA Dropout girls, which is really the appeal.
Arizona has hoes, man. You got to move near Arizona State, which is the biggest.
That was kind of the plan.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Arizona has pussy.
Yeah, that was my plan, honestly.
And surprisingly biodiverse in terms of a lot of mountains, a lot of juniper islands. It's not just Wile E. Coyote backdrops with the saguaro cactus and the red cliffs. There's a lot of different environments out there, but it's very, it's very right wing. But there's pussy.
But you got to have guns, and you got to have no permit guns. So that was. A pussy and guns was kind of like the appeal there.
Shoot out your back door at an old washing machine. I mean, look,
get a dirt bike or something that,
Last weekend I went to Mojave, California to put 400 rounds into an abandoned toilet. So nice. I understand the appeal of the lifestyle.
And I don't know if I can do it for a long time because I actually hate hot weather, but the other perks sound pretty fun.
Yeah. The heat isn't so bad. You get used to it, and it's nice, and it's not swampy. Like New York has gross, humid heat. It's a dry heat is really true. I mean, people live in Iraq where it gets to be 120 degrees, but it's 0% humidity. And it's kind of like that. It's like an Iraq climate. It's not that bad. There's interesting wildlife, beautiful birds. Be near a water source. Watch out for scorpions.
Watch out for scorpions, get on the boat. Yeah, it could be worse.
Yeah. Look, it's better than Bushwick.
Yeah. At this point, anything's better than Bushwick. I'm definitely over it. So you live on the West Coast. You got the LA energy, the California vibes.
Yeah, I live in LA, and I came here, I moved here with a girl, and I worked in TV and film development for 9 years. So I was really a Hollywood thing, and I originally wanted to be a screenwriter. I originally wanted to be a novelist when I was a kid, and then I moved here thinking I wanted to be a screenwriter, and just working in Hollywood beat that out of me. But I stayed here because it's a nice place to live, even though it's egregiously expensive and there's a lot of things wrong with it. I mean, it's weird. I wouldn't the concept of having a child and sending him to school here scares the shit out of me. But it's beautiful outside. There's incredible hummingbirds, a lot of beautiful park space, beautiful beaches, beautiful women.
Yeah, California is a trap in that way.
Yeah. And
it's just the nicest place in the U.S.
But if I go somewhere else, it would be another country. Like it would be tropical paradise with illiterate 18-year-old legal age teenage prostitutes. Legal age.
Of course. You're not Chris D'Elia, so you want to make sure.
Yeah, I love that. You know, I want to defend Chris D'Elia, except his comedy is terrible.
It's so bad. He's funny, but his comedy's bad.
I'm sure he did some really gross shit. I don't think it's wrong to try to fuck an 18-year-old Instagram whore, especially.
I don't think that's bad either.
The big deal they're making out of it is like, oh my God, he was 30. Like, I'm 44. I dated an 18-year-old last year. It was wonderful. We both had a great experience, and we're friendly. It's okay to fuck a teenager. It's not wrong, and guys are horny. However, the problem with
the grooming
like that is he's a serial guy, and he goes around. He's a touring comedian, so he goes around the country. And I'm sure at least one time he did some genuinely gross shit. So if you go on the record as defending him, then it surfaces that he sent a video of himself jacking off to some 13-year-old, and then you look like you endorsed that. I think it's all right to. These girls, my instinct, though, would be that these 17-year-old girls he's going after, are on Instagram looking like whores to get the attention of male
And also, they probably also lie to him a bit. There are definitely clips, though, I've seen in, the last day or two of Theo Von, who's been dropping hints on his podcast for, a while, that, Chris D'Elia fucks underage girls, which I think is hilarious that, Theo Von's that much of a savage, but... For the most part, I think it's just 17-year-old girls pretending they're 18, and then now he's now he's fucked. Because if I was famous and rich, I would also try to fuck, hot.
Yeah, but I would do what he did. I would do what he did. I would approach with no game, and then he really just sounds them out. He's like, he asked them, "How old are you?" And then they're 17, and he's like, "Oh, okay." And then he texts them exactly a year later.
Which is
calendar reminder for their 18th birthday, and it's just very. Out front about it, want to come to my hotel. He's not
even trying,
because he's very much internalized the idea of himself as a celebrity. Now,
very on brand too for him.
I don't know who he's a celebrity to, because I don't think his shows are what 17-year-old girls watch.
No, it is. That's his entire appeal is young, is college age girls. That's all of his shows. Yeah, Jesus that's the only people who find him funny. Yeah, because he's not really funny. He's funny if you think about his comedy. It's the goofy dude you go on a date with. He's not he's not conceptually funny.
He's not funny. His face looks like a satanic goat. He's the child of TV directors. So I have no respect for his success. However, if he's just trying to fuck 18-year-old Arizona State students, then he did nothing wrong and should not get canceled.
I agree. And I think it's gonna blow over and he's gonna go back to fucking teenagers again. And that's kind of the way of life.
You never know though. He's very establishment. He's reliant on being on TV.
That's true.
He's not somebody that exists outside the mainstream. I mean, he was on Whitney. I think that was his biggest thing, right? He was Whitney's boyfriend on
Whitney and
CBS.
Yeah, and playing pedophiles on You is his other role.
Yeah, Netflix shows don't count though because nobody watches those shows, so they're not really part of the culture. You hear a lot about Netflix because Twitter has some kind of shady advertorial deal with Netflix where every shitty show on Netflix has to get pumped like it's not being advertised, but people are just naturally talking about it. How many people watch You?
Yeah, it's true. It only really exists in podcasts.
Lifetime show. You was on Lifetime and then got picked up by Netflix.
That's gross. That is gross. Yeah, that is what happened. So, I think also his podcast has some traction, but it's only traction to the New York City comedian wannabes and to the Rogan circuit.
Right. Yeah. However, I mean, think about how much bigger that circuit is than what we think of as big podcasts, which is probably Come Town, Chapo Trap House, and Red Scare. that's our concept of what a big podcast is. I think anybody that's actually famous outside of podcasting for being on TV probably has, is at least that scene as big as, like Joe Rogan gets, Super Bowl sized audiences to have weird professors on talking about Bigfoot. Mm-hmm. There's a level of fame there that whole scene, I think, was just trying to replicate 2013 Opie and Anthony with Patrice and Louis C.K. and Jim Norton.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the Grateful Dead that gave birth to Joe Rogan's Fish and all these, Artie Lang podcasts and all this other shit.
Those were it's an era that I wish can kind of come back, but none of those shows would fly. Yeah. None of those shows would fly.
No audio humor has ever been as good as an episode of Opie and Anthony with Patrice and Louis C.K. as the guest talking about race.
Oh yeah, or any of Patrice's like dating advice episodes, which are
Patrice O'Neill was hilarious. The Socrates, a total genius. Also, an Alex Jones devotee.
Yes, he was.
Theorist who. This is the time. Obviously, I'm not the first person to say this. This is the time we need him the most because he was an advocate of redneck militias and paranoid black people uniting against the common enemy.
This is 2008. This is like 2008. Yeah. And he's on fucking Prison Planet.
He agreed with, not necessarily with McVeigh, but O'Neill was a
visionary
Kaczynskiite thinker, and
he really was.
Could and should have lived to be a unifying figure.
I mean, it's hilarious how much of his his audio recordings play constantly on YouTube, always being reshared, and he was definitely ahead of his time. Which is he's my favorite. He was my favorite back in 2008, and he's still like one of my favorites.
Yeah. Although that says something too about that Opie and Anthony show as an institution, which also, a lot of the shit they did, anytime they did a production bit, it was stupid. There was a lot of stupid shit about it, but they created an archive because Patrice O'Neill on O&A is much better. Patrice's stand-up specials were good, but again, it's like the Grateful Dead. The Grateful Dead had some good records, but their records weren't what was special. It was that it was their live shows. And same with Patrice, it was him riffing on Opie and Anthony with a racist. It's him against racist Anthony having a conversation, and that interplay was better than his specials. And
very true.
And there's 1,300 hours of archives out there of it. Thank God.
Yeah, I don't know what I would have done without during this woke era without having to be able to go back to Opie and Anthony archives and remind myself that people used to be sane.
Yeah.
And able to just make jokes and go on with their life.
They were saying the N-word on Sirius satellite radio. A white guy saying the N-word. Now, can you imagine? You can't.
Oh yeah, it would never happen. Yeah. It'd be over.
Shit's just not funny anymore. I mean, it makes me, every time I see a comedian getting canceled, I'm secretly happy because I hate anybody that's more famous than me and funnier than me. But it is a shame. We are kind of losing something, and there's just no way to do that kind of comedy and be natural anymore. It's always going to be hey, we're a reaction to, hey, fuck this woke PC culture. It's always going to have this kind of grifty conservative slant to it. And let's not forget in all the anti-liberal message that we put out there that conservatives are also incredibly stupid, horseshit, garbage.
Yeah.
Garbage, I don't even want to call it a philosophy. And they deserve to lose, which they always have and always will. Mm-hmm. But the left is also incredibly retarded and makes me sick.
Yeah, it is, unfortunately, this little oasis of, whatever Twitter corner this is, happens to be the only place where I feel like people are even remotely not crazy.
Or just
despite they're posing as schizos, but they're the only normal people.
That's an odd insight to say that people that are obsessed with a secret civilization in the hollow core of the earth are not crazy. I don't know that I'd go that far.
I mean, when you meet them, I've met a few of these people, and they're always just the most normal people I've ever met in my life. And you're like, oh, okay. That's how you get it out.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, how do you define the scene too? There's so much weird infighting, and there's always like BAP and Kantbot fighting or not fighting, and proxy fighting, and all this other weird shit. I mean, it's not really a scene that can hold together.
There's no unifying like core, but there is like
that's good news. As somebody that came out of, by association, what was called the manosphere in 2012, I can tell you that it's much better to not be associated with a coherent scene that has a name and a label.
Yeah, speaking of, you've kind of been somehow pegged as like this like incel lit alt-right dude,
sure.
which I think is very interesting. I mean, obviously just because no one who's woke reads anything, but
right.
It is like
it's my hatred of Jews, and
that's fair. But
I'm just kidding. My hatred is my violent views toward women, my terrorist plans to set off explosive in Americans' shopping malls. You know,
exactly. That's just casual, though. That's casual.
Yeah, no, I advocate peace and love towards all people. I'm not really a misogynist. I don't, I just complain about women. However, I don't give a shit what other people. I think there's a couple things going on. First of all, I don't give a shit what my readers' political beliefs are. So a lot of incels read and enjoy me, and good. I'm glad. Like anybody that wants to read my books and likes them is a genius, in my opinion. And then also, I joke about that stuff, and I feel it. I feel the frustration that everybody feels right now, especially people trying to get. I don't know how it is in New York. New York has always been an oasis of easy pussy, but for the rest of us,
it's an oasis of pussy if you're just okay with just arbitrary, the thing you said before, like girls you like almost find attractive.
If you're okay with fucking slobs, well, I'm more than okay with fucking slobs.
Then you'll have a great time.
Sounds good to me.
You'll have a great time.
But I do, I feel a lot of rage and frustration towards women, and I express it, and so that's where that comes from, and I think every man feels it, and I think any man that says he doesn't feel it and also doesn't empathize with, like anybody that's jumping on Chris D'Elia's back right now, any man is being dishonest because you want to fuck 17-year-old Instagram pussy. You want that.
That's why they have 4 million followers.
You want that a lot more than you want anything else in this world. So however stupid he is as an artist, no man can trash him for that. And whatever, if he broke the law, like if he drove 66 miles an hour for the fucking 17-year-old in 6 months, like, look, I get it. I wouldn't do that personally because I think probably any 19-year-old that would date me is doing so because their parents really fucked up. So I don't want to amplify anybody else's trauma, and I don't want to make somebody a worse or more unhappy person. However, I'm horny for these IG whores too, so I get it. It's not like I get, there's reasons that I don't do it, although I just confessed to dating an 18-year-old last year.
Look, I dated a 19-year-old like 3 months ago. I can't blame you.
And how was it? Why did it end? Did you beat her once the odometer rolled over and that 2 hit roll, you just fucking kicked her out the door, huh?
Yeah, basically. Not in quarantine. Yeah. But really just quarantine ruined everything. But I think also it's easy for people to be like, oh, Chris D'Elia, when they can vie for woke points and they don't have the option of fucking Instagram whores. It's not like those girls are in their DMs like, hey, you're famous. They don't have that. They don't even have the option to begin with.
Again, in Chris D'Elia's defense, if one of those girls DMs you, your assumption is it's to fuck me, especially if you're a celebrity. Nobody wants to talk to him about the mechanics of comedy because he doesn't know anything about that. Like, how do I make good comedy? Are you going to fucking ask Chris D'Elia? Really? No.
I make gestures. That's kind of.
They want to give up. They're texting him to give up the pussy, and then they got mad at him for some other reason. Again, now I'm doing exactly what I said I wouldn't do, which was put myself on the record defending him. And then the next thing comes out that he's stealing panties from the junior high school locker room or something, or parked outside in his van outside the field hockey field.
I'll say that. Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. So far, what's come out is very hard to like deny the,
very
the temptation.
Yeah,
but if he turns out to be
was envy,
yeah, right. If he turns out to be worse, and then I'll go, okay, Pizzagate, which makes sense. He's Hollywood family,
right? Exactly.
But your book, your writing in general, and also like what you just kind of mentioned, like the commonly felt frustration, I think is what makes you so relatable. Because like we all, specifically like the dating app stuff, like my writing kind of started with like analyzing dating app algorithms, and your writing comes from the actual like experience of the dating. Not that I don't have that too, but it is nice to see someone else who also sees like the common thread of like every girl's profile is I like to travel, the dogs, and the when you go on the date, there's like you have to have like certain routine, like all these like nuances of dating that we've all felt, and it gets very old very quickly. And
it can be summed up as the women are largely lazy, boring garbage.
Yeah, pretty much. However, they don't have to try.
What I've had to struggle with is they're doing much better in. If what they say is true, they're doing much better in the world and in their lives than me, right? Mm-hmm. It's like I used to think about religious people before I got into Alcoholics Anonymous, which means I now believe in God. I used to think like, I'd look at some Christian camp and I'd be like, look at these fucking stupid people, and they're all, they're dancing and singing like Jesus, 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 and I'd be like, oh, these fucking morons. And one day I realized like I can barely get out of bed because I'm so miserable. Mm-hmm. And these people are joyous and free. And maybe these hinge women are the same way when they're like, live, laugh, love. Oh my God, my dog comes first. And I'm like, oh, you cunt, your fucking dog. Well, okay, good that you love your dog. It's fine. But it's my own selfishness that makes me think that way. Like they have a thing that they love more than they can ever love me, which is their stupid advertising career and their dog. Now, the advertising I really do have a problem with because it's satanic and, should be destroyed. However, those people are doing better in society than I am. And that kind of upper middle class woman is who society is for. That's who civilization is made for. Like wealthy, comfortable women is why society exists, to protect them. Like we're just meat and bodyguards and sacrifices and clowns for them. Yep. All of society is built around rich women.
It always has been and always will be.
Yes.
And so it's just that they're a lot more open about it these days.
Yeah. And, over a certain age, you're going to get that. Under a certain age, it's all going to be social justice. Like these fucking Mexican community college broads love to use the word colonialism.
Colonialism and Latinx.
Profile, right? They're fucking
conquistadors. I hate that shit so much.
Yeah,
I hate that. As a Latino, I hate, like, it's so fucking cringe when people say Latinx. It doesn't make any goddamn sense, but that's for another day.
Right, it really doesn't. It really, there's a lot of heritage there to genders in Spanish that come from, a beautiful tradition of Latin, which connects you to incredible poetry, philosophy.
It's only American second generation fucking pseudo middle class types that think that the Latinx is even a thing. So,
however, I can't even trash them because it's fun. They're having fun. Those people are having fun, and they're like the hippies, and we're the crew cut. It's 1966, and we're the crew cut people are like, my boy's going over to Vietnam. We're gonna win that war. I can't wait. And we're wrong, and we'll lose.
It's true.
We'll lose.
And then look, I can't say I didn't grift in the left when I was like 19. It does get you laid for like until you realize you're sick of yourself and you're like, this is fucking inauthentic.
There's something to it. Now the problem is that there is a top-down, shadowy institutional control of these movements that is just a giant mega grift. Mm-hmm. So it's cynically using people's valid passions and beliefs for some weird CIA or commercial purpose or whatever. Mm-hmm. Or even if it's just being co-opted for, Wendy's believes Black Lives Matter or some other
right.
Some other company that's really the number one killer of black people.
Tabasco sauce.
Corn fucking. Yeah. So that's what makes me sick. But I think in that sense, the kids are all right. I think the kids that really are not brainwashed by institutions that are just out there fucking shit up, whether I agree with them or not, I don't think they're going to buy. I don't think those young girls, the Mexican community college girls that are saying Latinx and colonialism on their Hinge profile, are then going to look at the ad that's like Visa supports Black Lives Matter and Pride. I don't think that's going to work on them either. I think that, again, that is all for the purpose of upper middle class white women.
That's true. That is true. I mean, ultimately speaking, for succumbing to the brainwashing, they're going to have a far more well-adjusted life. And instead I get to be angry on the internet. So, it's fine.
I'm not an incel. I have sex. However,
yeah, exactly. That's it.
Culturally, in terms of social standing, I'm Elliot Rodger. People hate me, and I'll never. No publishing house would ever touch me with a 10-foot pole. I would get blacklisted from even every stupid little independent press. And I can never have any institutional support. There will never be any parallel institutions. I'm never going to ascend past being a bizarre self-published crank. I think the most famous I could aspire to be would be David Icke level famous.
And I don't even know who that is. So.
Right. So he's the guy that invented the concept of reptilians.
Oh, okay, cool. So, that's a great, that's fairly cool. You got to be in the
Alice Walker on his side. What can he say?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's definitely the unfortunate part. The only thing that saves me is that I get laid, and otherwise I am an incel and have been from day one.
I'm a spiritual incel.
Mm-hmm. Which is good. That is what is appealing to your writing. There are many of us
spiritual incels. 5 minutes after I get pussy, I'm an incel.
Yeah, exactly. You kick them out and watch anime.
Leaves my balls, I'm an incel again.
Yeah, it's like, oh, goodbye, 19-year-old. Let me put the anime on and get mad on the internet. That's what I do.
Yes.
But that's cool. Yeah. So, but the only unfortunate thing, I guess, is like, also, the other thing I see in your writing a lot is like the acknowledgement of like the girls with the sugar daddies and the exploiting of the dating world, which I think is. I've had to come in face to face with heavily in New York City, and I'm sure it's also heavy in LA and Miami.
Yeah, well, now I'm in my 40s now, so I'm hiring those sugar babies. I'm the guy that's giving them money for pussy, or not for pussy even. I give them money. I pay the girls
to hug,
back rubs,
to go on a date with me and go to the Broadway.
Yeah, no, I don't take them on dates. I'm not. Let's not go crazy here. I pay the girls $100 to come rub my back, and then usually they get horny and fuck me, just because my back is all muscular.
That's smart. Yeah. Sun and Steel.
Yeah.
But so you also mentioned sobriety. So I was sober for a long time. These days, not so much, but I was for like 5 years.
Are you a smoking weed only sober person now?
No, I hate smoking weed. I'm more of like I take Adderall because of the shrink, and every once in a while I'll drink. That's kind of where I'm at.
But you had 5 years sober in AA?
Non-AA, but like just I didn't drink for 5 years.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
I didn't drink or do any.
If you ever really want to get sober and like really spiritually sober, AA completely works.
I know it definitely does work. I just at the time, because I started not drinking when I was like 22 or 3. Mm-hmm. Yeah, something like that. So I just didn't like everyone was so much older than me. I just felt uncomfortable. So I just hung out with my like sober friends. And
also the guys that tell you you're going to get pussy in AA are complete frauds. It's
you definitely don't.
There's a guy named Troy Francis who's kind of a pickup guy who's also writes about sobriety, and he aptly described AA as the most cock blocking environment on earth. You got a better shot at joining the Taliban and getting pussy in a madrasa than just because all the other guys are cock blocking you. Every older woman is cock blocking you. Mm-hmm. Every attractive woman in there has less than a year of sobriety. You're not supposed to fuck her ethically. Mm-hmm. It's impossible.
I can see that. I actually became like that. My horniness increased dramatically, and I became kind of like I started being cringe on dating apps because of my sobriety, which is I was able to level out a little bit by not, but overall I don't.
It has increased a lot, and it was already pretty high. My horniness was quite a bit above average previously, and then I stopped drinking and doing cocaine, and But the first time I fucked sober was almost
much better
psychedelic by how in touch I was with my senses.
I now can't have sex without being sober now. Like, and once you like go start doing that, you're like, oh, you're supposed to be sober. That's the whole point.
You're supposed to be into all five senses. Yes.
Yeah. And being able to remember it later is part of the fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, you got to put stuff in your spank bank for your old age.
Exactly.
I mean, what I would say to young men is like, fuck as much as possible now. Do not have standards. Fuck as much as possible now, because you're going to need to remember that when you start getting, like, I'm on the cusp of being elderly now. And I'm so grateful for every piece of pussy I've ever got that I can summon it up and jerk off with it.
That is, I mean, the fact that you have enough of a reservoir of previous pussy that not everyone can say the same. Which, they say that incels actually don't get laid, but I don't know if I've encountered true incels in incel world.
There's a lot that like comment on my blog and respond to me on Twitter. You can tell that there's a certain clenched, raging energy that is zero pussy energy, and I feel for these guys, but they turn it into. They do. I mean, I don't believe in this incel menace shit, but like you can sense that if a guy doesn't get touched for 2 years, something's going to crack.
That's true.
You can tell that there's certain guys that have a real violent, that have school shooting energy. I don't think they're actually necessarily going to harm anybody, but it's definite school shooting energy. Some of them sublimated into hardcore Catholic views. Some of them turn it into nitpicking women and saying that they only want to have sex with high quality women, which is complete horseshit. Horseshit. Like, standards are cope for people that cannot get pussy.
That's a quote.
Generally, religion is as well. I mean, these guys that are sort of have the zeal of the convert to rigid right-wing Catholicism is cope because they can't get pussy.
I would also agree with that.
And
while I definitely like the, I appreciate the what do you call it, having like a spiritual core. But the people who are like doctrinally Catholic
and want to tell you about it, and they really want to convert you.
Yeah.
This is like my relationship with God is I want to pray to God for knowledge of his will for me and power to carry that out. And then I want to listen when he tells me. And usually, and sometimes you don't, you're not in touch with God, you don't hear from God. But when you're about to be an asshole, that's a time when you should hear from God. When I'm about to do something that's really dickish, I have a moment of like pause and I'm like, does God want me to post this tweet? I don't think so. And generally when I've made the mistake, it's because I'm not listening to God, which makes me think when people are really being pricks, did God tell you to do that? Did God tell you to post that tweet? Right? Did God tell you that's what to say, you dick? So you got a very different God than me, because my God is trying to tell me, and sometimes not getting through, not to be a cock. Don't be a cock, tacos. You've been a cock in the past. You spent most of your life being a cock. Now try not being a cock and see how much better it feels, how much better you're able to be of service to other human beings. But again,
and generally does feel better.
Younger guys who don't get pussy have clenched energy. I think a lot of, I'm going to say right wing, and there's right wing and there's right wing, right? Like Bronze Age pervert is an example of good, exuberant right wing. Right wing as a feeling rather than as a rigid doctrine. Whereas people that have Reaganite economic beliefs are the
don't get laid,
or autistic libertarians. There's a sort of like clenched, extremely male, zero pussy right wing energy, and that's what I say when I mean right wing most of the time. And it's an old phenomenon, and it's like I was just talking about the buzz cut guy in the '60s, looking at the hippies dancing around the girls with their armpit hair and smelly armpits and dancing to fucking weird music that sounds like noise, and be like. And
I will say, smelly armpit, hairy girls were great pussy in college. I'll say that.
As long as they're not taking birth control.
Oh yeah, no, never. Of course.
Yeah.
That is a menace to society. The hormonal birth control is actually evil.
Yeah, it's satanic.
It's actually horrible, and I wish I need to get someone on who knows a ton about it, because I fucking hate.
Where's Menaquinone 4? Where are you? But yeah, it makes your cunt stink, that BC. Whereas your natural musk when you're ovulating is like, is like the smell of Thanksgiving dinner. It just beckons
you. Yes, that is very true. I sometimes I wonder though. I hope that this spiritual right doesn't turn into like the Reagan right.
I think the more you think about politics, the more angry you get, because you're raging against something that you can't change. There's too much money in it. It's really all about, both sides are just a fucking chamber of commerce, just trying to, sell ads or increase commodities prices. Like, who cares? You have to that's why BAP is because BAP is, so you can bitch about the problems of society, but solutions must be directed to the individual. This is a thing in AA too, the Reinhold Niebuhr serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Accept the things I cannot change. The courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Right? So what can you not change? Fucking society. What can you change? Your own path, your own abilities, and you can help your bros. So the solution has to be directed. And ironically, the solution for the individual in money terms is going to be extremely right-wing, right? Fucking save your money, invest it, run a good business, have multiple income streams. If you want to learn how to make money without starting with a lot of money, a good guy to follow on Twitter is 30 Days to X, who goes by X Days. I'll always give him a shout out because he helped me early on when I was making my first ebook. But he's, like, if you want to get your money together, like, be right-wing in that respect.
Yeah. The rest of the that's where the Republicanism gets its, like, I guess, like, its energy, is that it does give you, if you're not, born into wealth, that is, those ideas, those conservative economic ideas are what's going to make you, like, have a good life for the most part.
Personal responsibility, savings, young man. Make sure you max out that retirement account if you can. Set aside a little bit every paycheck. Like, I only started doing this shit when I was 40, but I've now been doing it for about 5 years, and working out pretty good.
Yeah, no, you very quickly in, like, a couple of years start to see, like, oh yeah, duh, this is what I should have been doing.
Yes. And don't worry about all the shit about compound growth and you're too late and all this other bullshit. And don't worry about fucking breaking it big with cryptocurrency or whatever. Look, I have cryptocurrency, I believe in it, but just make a habit, save a little money, and good things happen over time. This is true of writing too. If you want to write, just write every day for a year. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Don't show it to anybody. People ask me all the time, how do I write books? How do I market my books? Blah, blah, blah. Just fucking make a habit of it. There's no such thing as a big break. There's nobody discovering you at the Schwab's counter and making you a store.
Yep.
It's just, I don't even want to call it a grind, because it's like writing a diary. It's a therapeutic exercise. It's fun and enjoyable to do, as long as you focus on the action and not the results. Don't think about being famous. Don't think about getting page views. Don't think about showing up those fucking SJWs. Don't think about becoming, don't think about the grift. Just think about the work. And anybody can do it. Yeah.
Do you think, so, like, I obviously write as well, but do you think that, like, Twitter writing is similar to, like, long form writing? Like, I do both, but
no, it's Twitter is destructive. The more I'm on Twitter, the less good writing I'm doing. Looking at Twitter and posting tweets is destructive to long form writing. It's a balance. However, the good thing about Twitter is you can do it while you're on the job. Sometimes if I'm on a work project and it's monotonous, there's a moment when I need to create and think about something else, and Twitter is excellent for that. Twitter is also incredible for promoting your work.
True.
And for connecting with other people and finding new and interesting ideas. However, when I really write well, it's got to be without having done Twitter that day, because Twitter will make your thoughts too disjointed and too agitated. Yeah. Longer form writing, you have to have a flow, and you have to have a kind of a bigger structure to it, and you have to be more sort of free associating along a theme rather than just free associating as shit is thrown at you. Like Twitter's like walking into traffic mentally. Like you're just dodging cars and like there's hate, there's fucking tits, there's comedy, there's fucking videos of guys getting their head cut off, there's people bitching about fucking PlayStation games having trans people and all this other horseshit.
The only thing what I like about Twitter though, I would say, now granted you've been writing longer than me, so you have there's a little more experience or a lot more experience, but I like that I find that my thoughts are more interesting when I like iterate them on Twitter. Like, I can do, I do long form writing as well. And I like, but I've always done like nonfiction writing. So me trying to like venture into other avenues, I always felt like my, things I were writing were like kind of derivative or whatever. But like, having the iteration of like a Twitter account starts to make you feel like you're writing something more of that has a more unique perspective.
If I spend a day on Twitter, I consider it a day wasted that I've not spent writing. But I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Twitter has its uses. It's a great place for jokes. It's a great place for visual humor. It's a great place to like riff on other people's shit. But it's not the same as writing for me. It's its own thing. But you do have to, but it's a place for, I've done so much blogging that the jokes are kind of repetitive now. So Twitter's a good place for those thoughts to live. I think I think a man who wants to express himself should have three things, right? So I don't have like Facebook, Instagram. I don't use that shit. I have Twitter, blogs, and books. Those are my three things. So you have what? Podcast, website, Twitter. That's three things, right?
Yep.
I think so.
And I have like a book, but I don't like it.
Each of those places. What's the name of your book?
It's Bitcoin for Blockheads. It's like a primer for cryptocurrencies and stuff.
Go buy it now. Each of those places is a place for certain kinds of thoughts to go. And I don't know. I'm shocked that I have a following on Twitter because I think my tweets are stupid. I think, there's people that are much funnier than me. There's people that are much more insightful than me, but whatever. Look, I'll take it. It certainly helps me chill books. And I like it. It's like Twitter is a thing that I enjoy. It's not a work product. It's a thing that I use for leisure and to enjoy. So I have no agenda with it. I don't care.
I will say, though, you might be single-handedly responsible for Bloomberg having any traction, though.
Yeah. The Bloomberg campaign was the funniest thing in the world because it's his incredible hubris thinking that he could, he doesn't, the joke behind Bloomberg is he just doesn't understand how uncharismatic he is. And he could only be the mayor of New York because he sounds like Saul Rosenberg from the Jerky Boys. Do you remember? You don't remember Jerky Boys tapes, do you? This was
no. I thought you said. Sorry, no, I do not. I thought you said.
So there was in the '90s. There was these CDs that would circulate of these guys called the Jerky Boys that would make prank calls, and one of the characters was kind of an the guy doing it was Jewish, so it was okay, but there was an anti-Semitic caricature named Saul Rosenberg who would call, and he had that voice of like, I'm going to bring all my shoes and my eyeglasses, and I'm going to, I think we have a lawsuit here, I'm going to sue you. And so that's the Jared Kushner voice, that's the Bloomberg voice. And both of them don't understand that somebody in Indiana hearing that just, you sound like such a buffoon. And Bloomberg just thinking at all that he was ever going to speak on a live debate stage to normal Americans and have them think that he was anything but a clown was the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah, he's surrounded by sycophants and he figured, hey, I could just buy this. Let me just get in the race at the last second.
Yeah, he owns a newspaper. He's like a rich guy. Like a rich guy doesn't understand there are some things that money cannot buy.
But unfortunately, I did like him more than the other two.
I posted tits for Bloomberg. Yeah, I posted. There was an Instagram account called I Love Asian Girls 9, which posts fat Asian women and Asian women with big tits. And so I would comb through that account and try to find just big Asian ass. Asian with an ass is very hard to find.
I trust me, I know.
Yeah, a lot of them have big jugs, but Asian with a fucking fat ass is a diamond. Really,
and they are only Korean or Thai.
Yeah, not even that, man. I mean, I was just in Thailand, and there's not a lot of Thais with any ass either.
Only Americanized. So I guess only Americanized Asians is the only possibility.
I don't think they're packing a lot of heat in that department. Like, there's many other fine qualities that they have, but
that's true. You gotta know your genre. You don't go to country music for blast beats. So
that's right.
So similarly, you don't go to Asian girls because you want a fat butt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I looked far and wide for that. I was like, an ancient Portuguese explorer, like in the jungle, like looking for the Southeast Asian ass, looking for the fountain of youth, and I just couldn't find it.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't have much luck with the Asian girls, but from now and again, things work out.
They're grossly overvalued now. I think every dorky white guy wants to date one, and every rich guy wants to date one. So they've got fucking enormous heads now.
Yeah, according to the dating app data, they are like significantly over and look, like the best.
It's because they're fucking hot. Like white women can be fucked up looking in weird ways. Like Asian women can be as well, but there's just sort of more. Their faces can tend to be a little bit more average.
Yeah, they're the white, because white girls are like the standard, I guess, in the U.S. They kind of have. They used to be, yeah. Now they're kind of like, they kind of run the gamut, whereas Asian girls keep a aesthetic
a niche,
for the most part. But yeah, so I don't want to like keep you longer than I planned. Do you, other than your book, anything else you want to like get out to the audience?
Well, my website, delicious-tacos.com, where you can read a lot of the shit that's in my books for free. My Twitter is delicious_tacos. My new book is Savage Spear of the Unicorn. It's on Amazon. My novel, Finally Some Good News, is still doing well. I have another collection,
nice.
The Pussy. If you are interested in just dipping a toe in a sort of best of cheap version, there's a 99-cent ebook called Hot Naked Kittens. It used to be called Hot Naked Tits, but I had to change the title because of Amazon. And it's 99 cents, so go buy it. And if you like it, you can buy my other books. And then, buy my books so that I can have money, basically. That's what I'd like to tell people out there.
Awesome. And I highly vouch for all of them. They're hilarious. Appreciate you coming on.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. It's weird that you say vers la lune. I thought it was vers la lune. I was like,
it is, but I'm not actually French, so I just anglicize it on purpose.
Yeah. All right, man. Dude, awesome. Thank you. I really appreciate it.